center ourselves and take some deep breaths. And when you do it, you're amazed by how it feels very often. So, let's stay in and do it with us. So we're going to all together, when we breathe in, try to think of filling up as much as possible. And then when we get to the top and we hold it, we're going to hold it. I'm going to count and we're going to hold it there. That's okay. We love dogs too. And then we're going to hold it at the top and then we're going to sigh it out together. So first one, breathe in and hold and breathe out. And then we're going to take another big one in and hold and breathe out. And one last one, bigger than you've taken yet. Breathe in. Breathe in a little bit more. Hold and sigh it out. And so all of us know, right? All of us experience emotions. And emotions is our energy in motion. And so the way we feel when we're scared, let's say something that happened, we watched a scary movie, and so that feels a certain way in our bodies. Or if we see, I'll just say me, I love rainbows, and on, I think Monday morning now, Connie and I live by the beach, and there was a huge double rainbow over everything. And so that literally made me, yeah, I see your face, a huge double rainbow. It was so beautiful and so nice to have at this time when we all feel a little bit scared at moments. And so the way it feels in my body, if I watch a scary movie or if I see a beautiful rainbow in the sky, it feels different in my body, right? And so we're going to right now, we're going to do a little bit of going down our bodies, of going through the things and the way that they feel. So you can keep your eyes open for this if you want to. It is always an invitation. I'm going to ask you to close them later for a little bit. But it's always an invitation during any part of it to close your eyes. You know, with your eyes open, of course, I just see exactly what's right in front of me. I see my living room. I see everything that I usually see. But when we close our eyes, it's this unbelievable journey where you can see absolutely everything, anything and everything. And our minds are so suggestible. So like if I said to everybody right now, I want you to think of a puppy on the beach. Can you think of a puppy on the beach? Or if I said, even when I told you the double rainbow, you suddenly pictured two big rainbows in the sky, right? If I said, think of a clown in the circus, suddenly our brains can think of a clown in the circus. And they can switch just that quickly. So we're all picturing, let's take the puppy on the beach. I personally love puppies and the beach. So we'll take the puppy on the beach. So we're all imagining a little puppy running around, right? And then we can just as quickly imagine a huge storm cloud coming in. Our brains can literally think up everything. They're these amazing image and memory making machines. And so it's a really interesting thing to figure out how to be able to train your brain even a little bit so that it's thinking more good thoughts. And I know, again, a lot of you already know this, but how many thoughts do you think we have in a day? You raise your hand if you know. We're going to figure, you do know, okay?
Make me proud.
They have to unmute themselves. This part, you guys, we're figuring out how we're going to be able to talk back and forth to each other really easily. This is our first day of doing it. We want you to be able to talk back and forth with us. So thank you for your hand raise. Do you know how to unmute yourself, Bob?
Yes, it's unmuted.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and unmute yourself. What'd you say?
70,000.
Yay!
Exactly, love it. 70,000 thoughts in a day, which brings us.
Less than.
Okay, and we're going to, it's not that we don't want to hear you. We really love being in the classroom with you. We love being right next to you and all of that. right now, while we're all figuring out this new way to do it, at some points, it creates a lot of noise in the background if we all aren't on mute. And so we're going to mute you. But if you ever have something that you want to say, you can always raise your hand. But also, even if like you're just like, oh my goodness, Miss Jasmine, I have something I want to say, you are more than welcome to unmute yourself, unless it's during like a meditation. But if it's a time that we're talking, we're going to have you muted, and you can at any time unmute yourself so that you can talk back and forth with us, okay? Okay, so several of you said it, and you're exactly right, 70,000 thoughts a day, which breaks down to about 45 thoughts a minute, which if you kind of turned your head for every time you had a thought, you would be like, whoosh, 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 just thoughts all the time. And so this is figuring out how to fill our minds with, I see you messing around. It's fun, we can all see each other. So this is just figuring out how to have the thoughts that go through our mind be as positive as possible. And so we're going to start right now. Again, you don't have to close your eyes. We're just going to move down through our bodies. So first, we're going to concentrate on the top of our heads. So just start to feel the top of your head warm up. The top of your head is warming up. And then you're moving your energy down just a little bit further to be behind your beautiful eyes. These eyes that see everything all day, every day. Sights that you love, sights that maybe you don't love, but still, this amazing ability for us to be able to see. So put a little focus on your beautiful eyes. We're going to move down to our nose, which can smell flowers and smell delicious food that we love. And then our mouth. Oh, this unbelievable tool, right? Where we can say the nicest, kindest, most loving things to people. Or maybe sometimes we're not thinking and we can say something that hurts people's feelings a little bit. Maybe we can sing. Maybe we can yell during a game to call ourselves out. Exactly. So let's put a little attention around our mouth. This amazing tool. We're going to keep going down our body. So next we're going to get to our strong shoulders. Put a little energy there. We're going to move into our heart. We're going to put a lot of energy there. Just focus light in your heart. Go ahead if you have a question, Bo.
Can I teach other people what the 478 is?
That's a breath.
Sure. You want to do it right now?
Yeah.
Do it right now.
The 478 is where you breathe in 4 seconds, hold 7 seconds, and breathe out 8 seconds. You should try it. It feels really good.
I love to hear it. And we're definitely going to do a little bit of actual quiet and breathing at the end. And if you want, Connie's with me. And so she can do that where we hold it and everything and do it. And thank you for offering that up. That's wonderful that you remember it. Do you use it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
I do it because I have anxiety.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. We've all got some anxiety. Okay, so we're going to keep moving down. So we're in our heart space, flooding tons of love into our heart. And then we're going to move down to our legs, these strong things that carry us when we play tag, when we're chasing after our dogs, when we're running away from our brother. Go ahead. You were going to say that? I guessed it.
Oh, yay.
Do you want to say something?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't have a dog.
Oh, I know. I was talking, and forgive me, I wasn't talking to you. We're all on screens, and so I saw some people who do have a dog. What's his name?
Go ahead.
If you have your hand raised, just go ahead and unmute yourself. We can see you, but I think you're still on mute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's also possible for your heartbeat to go too fast when you're running. Like, it's also a good idea to, like, not just think of your heart doing all that running material and pumping blood. You also need to give it a break so it pumps less blood, and so your heart literally goes.
Absolutely. This is very true. So that's why this is good.
Rule.
Good to
Yeah.
see you.
That's what I mean. All of this quieting down, it's not just good for your mind, it's good for your body. It's literally good for every single system inside your body, would like a little bit of a break, would like us to slow down a little bit sometimes. Yes, exactly. And so in the way I'm going to do, I write a lot, and I write visualizations for adults, young people, everybody. And so we're going to do a little visualization. We did that part where I told you to think of a clown, think of a puppy, think of a storm. So you can see that our minds can literally think of anything. And so I invite you, you are welcome to do what you like. It's fine with me if you want to watch me, because I'm going to be reading. But if you are up for it, I both invite you and challenge you to close your eyes. Because especially for visualizations, when you close your eyes, you can get much more into the story of what it is, and just picture, then you're not picturing me, you're picturing what's happening in the story in your mind. Go ahead. Got your hand up? Go ahead. I can't see it, but go ahead if you have something to say.
Me?
No.
I said stop eating the chips.
Are you trying to say something, Book? The one I talked to in the beginning with the doggies walking through? I just want to make sure I'm not getting you if you want to say something.
Like an audiobook?
Okay.
The imagination?
You gotta talk to the computer.
Like an audiobook?
Like an audiobook. Exactly. You're using your imagination. I know for me sometimes if I read a book, I kind of like to not see the movie for a while. Like Harry Potter. Probably a lot of you have read Harry Potter. And I like reading the book first so that you have all the own images in your mind, right? The way you imagine something might be very different from the way I imagine it.
I'm going to say something.
Go ahead, of course.
All right, I'm going to say something here. So I see a lot of hands up. So let's take a minute, hands down for a moment. For this visualization, you're also invited to lay down. I know many of you at Citizens of the World prefer to lay down. Lay down, get comfortable, close your eyes, and this is the journey inside our bodies. Eyes are closed, so we don't have any of that distraction. We're going in our bodies, and just really listen to Miss Jasmine's words. This is your visualization. This is your time. Time out of the outside, time into the inside. So get comfy, lay down, close your eyes, and let's just pay attention to the visualization. We'll do more questions at the end.
Absolutely. We'll still have time for questions. Okay. So with your eyes closed, let's still take 3 breaths to start off together. So breathe in and hold and breathe out. And breathe in again. And if you're not muted, if you could please make sure, oh, we can mute you all. Okay, perfect. We got it. Okay. So go ahead and breathe in again. And breathe out. And one last big time in. And hold. And breathe out. Okay, so now you have your eyes closed and you're on a journey in your own mind. Your own mind that can create anything that it wants to. And so behind your closed eyes, your vision begins to adjust. And as it does, you see that you are inside a labyrinth, a maze with endless tunnels and pathways. The walls are actually low. They are just high enough for you to be able to see over. And when you look, you see that there is a small footstool in the corner of the first one that you go into. And it has your name on it. You walk over to it and you curiously step up on top. And from that viewpoint, you can see all around the maze, everywhere. Everything is cast in low light, light just enough for you to see all of the different spaces. It looks like cubicles in an office, stretching in all directions as far as the eye can see. And inside each square, you can see something. But as your eyes just run over the whole scene, everything is shadowy and nothing looks clear. But then you notice that as you linger your gaze on any square, it becomes a bit brighter. You turn your head from side to side, and it definitely seems as though the light seems to move as your head moves. The way it looks when your shadow follows you sometimes. You decide to see what happens when you stop looking around and you focus your gaze on one spot. You randomly choose a square about halfway across the maze and you look directly at it. You still have your eyes closed. And sure enough, within seconds, the space lights up like someone turned a huge light on inside it. It is a memory, and unfortunately, it is not a good one. So you can think of some time in your life when you had just a bad moment. Someone hurt your feelings, maybe you lost a toy, or maybe you just felt alone for a moment. That memory seems to live within these four walls. As the light shines so brightly, you start to feel those feelings again. And your heart starts to feel a little upset. Your excited smile starts to disappear from your beautiful face. But just before you really feel those feelings, you feel yourself shake yourself, nudging you to look away from this scene. So as you pull your vision from that spot, it becomes shadowy and unclear again, and the feelings pass away. You pause. You don't want those feelings. You shake your shoulders and you take 3 breaths. You lift your head and you tell yourself that you know there are much better memories in the maze. And so you focus on your breathing, you listen to your intuition, and you turn your face towards a square in the distance. The same brightness as soon as you focus on it happens, and soon it is so bright it looks like day. And it is a happy place, a very happy place. One of your favorite people or things or memories. So I want you to think of it now. Something specific that anytime you think of it, it makes you happy. I want you to feel how it makes you feel. What do you love so much about it? And how does your body feel when you think of it? You stand there with your whole self warm and glowing and happy from what you see. Then you feel a breeze and you turn your head slightly. That memory fades again and the box a few over starts to brighten. And it is again a happy memory. You turn away from it and you see one that has a sad memory. But quickly, because now you know you can turn away, you turn your head from that. So you purposely start looking at lots of the boxes, and each time you do, whatever box you look in lights up like a Christmas tree. And then you get it. Your brain is the light. Your brain is a giant flashlight. And whatever you choose to look at or focus on becomes lit up because you're putting your light on it. This is another of your personal superpowers. And so you practice for a bit, shining your light this way and that way, quickly taking it off boxes that you don't like and shining it on ones that make you feel good and warm and happy. And then you realize that you can do this all the time. You have flashlight brain superpower. You have it. You really do. So again, you take 3 breaths. Breathe in and out and in and out. And one more. And out. And then you hop off this stool with your name on it, and somehow you know which way to go. You shine your incredibly strong flashlight brain on the path ahead of you, and you skip along your way home. Light and happy with the knowledge that you now know how to use your superpower, and you're going to do your best to focus on the things in your life that make you feel happy. You have a question, Bubba? You can say your question now. Go ahead. I see you with your hand up. You can say something. Yeah.
So can this labyrinth, does it have to be like a labyrinth, or can it be like any type of challenge?
I appreciate the question, because let me tell you, hopefully this answers for other people. Whatever you want to think works for you. If your labyrinth looked elaborate and different than the way I described, that's your labyrinth. If your labyrinth looked exactly like I described, that's your labyrinth. It's the
second question.
Of course, go ahead.
Is it possible to have like the sad memories represented as like bad things and the good memories represented as good things, and each one like gives you a different feeling?
I think we're saying the same thing. I believe you are more than welcome to attach whatever memories you have to a thing or to a memory, however you like it. But I think we're saying the same thing, just that our brains have the ability to think of a happy thing or to think of something that makes us less happy. You got it. And right now there's a lot going on in the world, and people are like, I don't know, how's this going, right? How's this going? How's this all going to get fixed? When are we going to go back to school? When are things going to go back to normal? But the truth is, exactly. But the truth is that within ourselves, we can always find some peace. We can always be shining our flashlight on things that make us happy.
I have a question.
Of course.
So why does the stool have our name on it?
The stool has your name on it. You guys have great questions. The stool has your name on it because this is your experience. This is your maze. Everything within the maze that you saw, those were all your memories. So that's why literally everything in it is about you, and the stool just kind of had your name to make sure that you knew that when you got there, because otherwise then you get there and you'd be like, where am I? I don't know what this is for. But literally, it's for you. It's your own maze, your own labyrinth. Everything that happens in your mind is for you. So yeah, that's why it has her name on it.
Thank you.
Of course, you're welcome. Okay, so we only have a couple minutes left. I really like to have us say, so I just talked to you about one of your superhero powers. And the truth is, you all have so many superhero powers you probably don't even know about. You're all superheroes. Both you're going to be grown superheroes, but right now you are young superheroes. You're going to do such amazing stuff in the world. And so I like for us to remind ourselves of that. And so I would love, you can all unmute yourselves for this one. We can do this one together. So we're going to say things all together. So we're going to say things all together. So the first thing that we're going to say is, I am strong.
I
am strong.
I am smart.
I
am smart.
I am kind.
am kind.
I can handle anything that the world throws at me.
What?
I can handle anything that the world throws at me.
I can handle anything that the world throws at me.
Wave.
I can think good thoughts.
I can think
good thoughts.
I can cheer myself up.
I can cheer myself up.
And the world is still a beautiful place.
The world is still a beautiful place.
You want to come in with me? You can say goodbye. So we have a couple more minutes. I was going to question. Absolutely. You, the one who I first spoke to initially with the doggies. Yeah, I see you with your hand up. Go ahead.
Okay, well, like, you know how, is there other mazes for other people?
I'm sorry, say your question again, but explain it to me.
Is there other mazes? Like if you have one, does other people have one?
Absolutely. So everybody has their own. Mom has her own. The dog has their own. Everybody has one. It's basically just all the little thoughts that happen to our minds. Everything kind of lives inside us. memories of what's happened live inside us, right? Sometimes you'll hear a story. Maybe you had a favorite book when you were little. You guys are all getting kind of big now, but maybe it was your favorite book when you were like 4. And when you read it or hear it, you can still have a little memory. Or maybe a Christmas song makes you feel a certain way. Sometimes even smells. If we smell something, if somebody cooks you something, you smell it, and that's a memory. So yeah, we all have our own mazes all the time.
I have a question.
Of course, go ahead. Whoever said they have a question, go ahead, Bob.
Unmute. Last question too. We have to. It's the time.
My question is for Connie. So why were you talking about clowns and teddy bears? And because I wasn't at the meeting at first, so can you tell me why you were talking about?
You got here a little bit late. Jasmine,
Yeah.
that's for actually Jasmine. Do you want to answer?
Clowns and teddy bears?
No, you're clowns. You're saying.
Oh, forgive me, Bob. I was just talking about how that our brain could, like, so right now, we've only got a minute more, but right now, if we thought suddenly, so let's think of a double rainbow. So we can all picture a double rainbow in the sky. And then let's think of a zebra. And we can all picture a zebra. And then let's think of a palm tree. So I was just showing how the amazing part of our brain is that literally we can think of anything any second. You can be in the middle of even crying sometimes, and if a friend knows you well and tells you a joke or something that they know makes you laugh, you can switch from this to that, just like that, right? Our brains literally can kind of choose. And so this is about training our brains to choose more positive things that make us feel happier.
Okay.
Thank you. You know how when we do our meditations at the end of class, sometimes we sit, we close our eyes, and we try to only think, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And then I'm like, was anybody able to think, breathe in, breathe out? And everyone's like, I was thinking about on a cloud. I was thinking about pizza for dinner. I was thinking about, so it's just about all the crazy thoughts, right? The 70,000 thoughts that we have every day. It's about training our minds so that we can give it a little break. And that's
I have a comment.
Yeah. All right, last one.
It's a comment. Last night I had like sort of a panic attack or something because of the virus that was going around, and when I did what you told me with the 5 fingers, where you go like up and down, and the 5 breaths.
And you felt better?
And it really helped. Yeah.